तारिणे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे सदा ताइन चिंचो चतारकाण मंचकदाचिन्नं प्रेमरत्कण्ठयोस्फुर. So we are in part 2 of Sri Brihad Bhagavatamritam, volume 2, chapter 4. Title is Vaikunta, the spiritual kingdom. Now Gopakumara, after traveling through all the realms, he has come to Vaikunta. So he went to different holy places on earth. Then he went to Swargaloka, he met Indra and others there. Then he went to Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka and Brahmaloka. Then he went to different coverings of the universe, earthly covering especially. So then he went to Mahakalapura, where Lord Vishnu resides, Mahavishnu. So then he went to Vaikunta. So now in Vaikunta, he met the Lord, and in ecstasy he wanted to go and embrace Lord Narayana, but other associates of Lord Narayana, they stopped him. This much far away, it is audible, this to keep this laptop. Okay, so now 4th chapter, we are in 81st. I'll read 81st verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Swagatam Swagatam Vatsa Dhishtya Dhishtya Bhavan Maya Sang. This is ho gaya? Where are we? Where are we? Which verse? 82nd now. Okay, text number 82. बहुनी गमितानि अंगा जन्मानि भवता सके कथंचिद अपि मया मय्याभि मुख्यम किंचिदकारिना. My dear friend, you have passed many lifetimes without paying any attention to me at all. So basically telling the story of conditioned souls in the material world. Since time immemorial, living entities are in the, so we are all in the material world, conditioned souls. Since time immemorial, what is the Sanskrit word? Anadi. There is a controversy surrounding that. Jiva fall down controversy. Time to time it comes up in the internet. People debate on that in the internet. Most of the people who debate on internet, they are not qualified to debate anything on spiritual subjects. But anyway, they debate. So, Anadi word, sometimes it is translated as beginningless. When in connection with Krishna, sometimes in connection with Krishna, Anadi word comes, right? Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So to translate that as beginningless is it is valid, means it holds true. but in connection with conditioned souls, means conditioning of the living entities, anadi word, according to my understanding, everyone has different opinions on that. So all the controversy of jiva fall down issue is connected with this word anadi. So translators from Sanskrit to English, they translate it as beginningless, but conditioning nature is not beginningless, because we read in Bhagavad Gita introduction, karma, it has beginning and it has end. So material activities has beginning and end. So that itself shows that we are not in the material world since time immemorial. And particularly this rasa theology of the Gaudiyas. So rasa theology of the Gaudiyas means rasa tattva, which is very much central to the Gaudiya philosophy, Gaudiya theology, whatever. So tells that we are eternally related with Krishna. So if we are eternally related with Krishna, we can't be eternally in the material world. So like there are verses, Nitya Siddhasya Bhavasya. Rupa Goswami composed a verse in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu explaining sadhana bhakti. So Krati Sadhyo Bhave Sadhya Bhavarsa Sadhana Vida Nitya Siddhasya Bhavasya Prakatyam Radhi Sadhyata. So love of Godhead is eternally situated in the heart. Or bhava is the beginning stage of love. Bhava is eternally, sthayi bhava we can call. Sthayi bhava means same thing, relationship with Krishna in particular mode of our rasa. So that is eternally there in our heart. We don't have to acquire it from outside. So he defines sadhana bhakti as those activities which awaken by performing them, which awaken our eternal love for Krishna, which is eternally existing in our heart, which we don't need to acquire from outside. Those activities are called as sadhana bhakti. And similar verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Bengali, Krishna prema nitya siddha Krishna prema sadhya khabunai shravanadi shuddha chitta karaye uday. So if our relationship with Krishna is eternal, then we cannot be eternally in the material world. So that is not possible. So although there are I have not gone deeply into this whole issue, jiva fall down issue, but my shastric understanding says, although they say that never, not a leaf falls down from Vaikuntha, there is a whole book written on that with that title, something like that. So how to justify that? There are like these verses are there, Yad Gatvana Nivartante, they quote that after going there one never comes back. How to understand those verses? So if you want to come back, you can come back. Even after Krishna says that you don't have to come back. Once you are going there, you don't have to return back. So contextually, if you go to higher planets, after a completion of our pious activities, we have to return back. But once we go to Krishna's abode, spiritual world, we don't have to come back. But if you choose to come back, we can come back. That option is always there. That independence is always there. So, and some arguments they bring up is that how is that we rebelled against Krishna in the spiritual world? How can there be any pollution in our consciousness like that? So for that, Bhagavad Gita says that our consciousness becomes polluted after coming in contact with material nature. Purusha prakritisto hi bhungte prakriti jan gunan. No, before that, that same verse. Purusha prakritisto hi. being situated in Prakriti, being situated in Prakriti means material nature. By coming in contact with material nature, our conscious, we develop desire to enjoy. Bhumte Prakriti, enjoy or dominate this material nature. So then we come in contact with three modes. Then because of that we have to accept good and bad births, higher and lower births. Sadasad yoni janmashu. So Bhagavad Gita says after coming to the material world we develop. So in this way we can give many arguments, but the fact is that if we don't accept our eternal relationship, then there is no meaning to our very existence as Gaudiyas. So that is very central to Gaudiya theology. So therefore, and another difficult word to translate is Nitya Baddha word. Anadi is one word, and there is another word called Nitya Baddha. Prabhupada often translated it as eternally conditioned. So eternally conditioned means we may get the impression that we were eternally in the material world, but that is, if you see the other, like we were quoting those eternal relationship, etc. So we should not just take one part of what Acharya's teachings and make up some theory. So we have to take everything and try to understand in a holistic way. Anyway, here Lord Narayana said to Gopakumara, so since time immemorial I was waiting for you. You have passed many lifetimes. Asmin ihe haiva bhave bhavi mad unmukha it ashaya thavatyantam nartitosmi sadadnyavat. For so long hope had me dancing like a fool, thinking perhaps in this lifetime or in this or this or this or this he will finally turn his face towards me. So Lord is always waiting for us. Always He always accompanies us as Paramatma, but we have turned our face against him. So that verse is there, Krishna Bahirmukha Jiva Bhogavancha Kari Nikataste Maya Thari Jhapati Adari. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita that we have become Krishna Bahirmukha. We have turned our face against Krishna. And as soon as we turn our face against Krishna, turn ourselves away from Krishna, then immediately Maya captures us. So here, so then Lord although accompanies us, but we don't look towards him. So every time, every lifetime, so Krishna is hoping that, oh, today he will turn his face towards me. So like that. Even though Gopakumara had forgotten his Lord for many lifetimes, the Lord had never forgotten him. So from our side, our relationship with Krishna is broken, but from Krishna's side it is always there. The Lord wanted Gopakumara to know this, and also to know how eager the Lord had always been to regain the association of his devotee. So in this way, so Krishna is very merciful on us. He never forgets us. We may forget him. One of the definition Prabhupada gives in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita of a conditioned soul is that so we are forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna. So forgetful souls, they are conditioned souls. So text 84. Chanchalam cha na labe kinchid yenadhyam paripalayan nibandham swakritam brathar anayamyatmana padam. But I could not find no pretext on which to bring you to my abode, dear brother, and still follow the timeless laws that I myself have created. So the question may arise in our mind, okay, Lord is waiting for us, then why don't He just put a switch on and off, change the mode, and immediately bring us to Krishna consciousness, bring us back to Him. So, but here he says that I could not do that, because since I have made certain rules, means, so as we see, Prabhupada often explain that he gives us independence. So he gives us independence. So if there is no independence, there is no meaning to loving relationship. So, but misusing that independence, we don't want to turn towards Krishna. We want to remain in the material world. So it becomes, Lord also becomes helpless. Generally, Lord should not become helpless. Nothing is difficult for Him. He can just switch our mind. So, but here he says that follow the timeless laws that I myself have created. So Krishna has certain laws and he follows that. Of course, another thing we have to see is that it is not that just like karma mimamsakas, they say that Lord is subject to law of karma. Not that Lord cannot transgress the laws created by Himself, but here particularly it is in relation with eternal love for Him. So that one He doesn't interfere, basically. Krishna doesn't interfere. Since the Supreme Lord is all powerful, why didn't He simply find a way to bring Gopakumara to Him sooner? So now this also brings us to that problem of theodicy. That in the Western countries, this Abrahamic religions are struggling to solve that riddle. Why there is evil in the world? Why there is suffering in the world? If God is all good, there should not be suffering and evil in the material world. So, one of the greatest inventions of Christianity, Thomas Aquinas, so he brought up so many ideas that God is not all good. He may be all good, but He is not all powerful. So to remove the evil, such kind of ideas he brought, and he is considered as very greatest philosophers among the Christian gurus. He was in 12th century or 13th century. The Lord establishes the laws of the universe, which are enunciated in the Vedas and other scriptures, and He chooses to adhere to His own restrictions. As long as living entities want to control and enjoy their own world, He does not interfere. Only when they show by calling out His names that they want to return to Him does He again reveal Himself. In previous lives, Gopakumara had never chanted the names of Lord Narayana, even unintentionally or in jest. So, had he at least vibrated a shadow of the Lord's name, he could have been delivered like Ajamila. In any case, now Gopakumara is finally returning. So, another point here is that atheists, they say that, why God? Why I cannot see God? As though their seeing is what is ultimate, the ultimate truth, absolute truth. And they expect that Lord should appear in front of them. But Lord is not obliged, and He doesn't interfere in the. So that is also magnanimity of the Lord, that He doesn't appear before the atheistic challenging attitude. So He helps them. Okay, you eternally remain rascal, demon, and suffer in this world. So text 85. Tatte maya kripan viksha vyagro nugraha kataraha anadim setum ullangya tvajjan medam akarayan. You showed me no mercy. Here Lord is telling to Gopakumara that you showed me no mercy. Tatte maya kripam viksha. You can imagine how humble he is. Hare Krishna. Tatte maya kripam viksha vyagro nugraha kataraha. And as I considered this, I grew impatient, full of anxiety to receive your favor. So I transgressed my eternal code of conduct and arranged for you to take your current birth. So ultimately our perfection or our deliverance is not just because of our sadhana, it is. Ultimately it is mercy of Krishna. That doesn't mean that we should not do sadhana. That is another thing. And also Rupa Goswami, he says, he defined eligibility of the candidate accepting pure devotional service. So he says it is causeless mercy. How we get devotional service? It is causeless mercy. Not because we did any pious activities in the material world. It is only by causeless mercy we get devotional service. Of course, we have to put later we have to put our effort, no doubt. So therefore, here in every case, not only Gopakumara, every individual devotee who is achieving God consciousness or coming to devotional service and ultimately getting delivered from the material world. So it is Krishna goes beyond his limits to help us. So here ullangya word comes, anadim setum, ullangya. So I transgress my eternal code of conduct and arrange for you to take birth in your current birth. So current birth as a covered boy in Vrindavan in Govardhan area. Srimad Govardhane tasmin nija priya tamaspade swayam yeva bhavam tata jayantakyam sate guruhu. Dear boy, in that divine district of Govardhan, my most beloved abode, I myself became your guru, known by the name Jayanta. So here another point we get to know is that what is the conception of liberation of the Gaudiyas. So every acharya has to define, every sampradaya has their own conception of liberation. Just like in Madhva Sampradaya, by following Varnashram Dharma, they go to Brahma Loka. From there they again perform devotional service and then go to Vaikunta. So in here we get an idea that so in Gaudiyas, after attaining pure perfection in devotional service, we have to take birth in Vrindavan, Govardhan, or place where Krishna is performing his pastimes. Because in one of the universes in the material world, in any of the, so every time Krishna is performing, all the time Krishna is performing his pastimes. So we are allowed to enter there, and from there then we go to eternal Goloka Vrindavan, eternal abode of the Lord. So that is, and here first we are given birth in that place, Holy Dham, and we get a guru, so who will further guide us. The Lord does not, and means basically it is said that eternal associates of the Lord, they will further train us. The Lord does not interfere with the independence of the rebellious jivas. He mostly leaves the responsibility for reforming them to the Vedas and Vaishnavas. But ultimately it is His mercy that saves the conditioned souls. The Supreme Lord interfered with Gopakumara's karma by making Gopakumara take birth at Govardhan Hill. In the words of Lord Brahma, Yesham Sayesha Bhagavan Daye Yadanantaha Sarvatmana Shritapado Yadi Nirvyalikam Te Dustaramati Cha Deva Mayam Naisham Mamaham Yitidi Swashagala Bhakshe. So this is Brahma's verse from second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th chapter, 42nd verse. That Brahma's prayers to creative energy of the Lord. No, that comes in third canto. This is anyone specifically favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, due to unalloyed surrender unto His service, can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and understand Him. But those who are attached to the body which is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals cannot do so. Actually, this comes in conversation between Brahma and Narada in the second canto. So here, there we get it's a kind of. So basically, this Brihad Bhagavatamritam is development of some selected portions from Srimad Bhagavatam. So here this verse is quoted, Yesham sa yesha Bhagavan dayed anantaha. So here sarvatmana shrita pado yadi nirvyalikam. So dayed anantaha, that word has come here. So ananta word is basically that material world is difficult to overcome, it is endless. So but by the mercy of Lord we can overcome that. So Brahma says, only when the personality of God as Shri Krishna grants His unconditional kindness can one take wholehearted refuge of the Lord's feet and cross beyond the ocean of illusion, otherwise impossible to cross. In this verse from second canto, the word atitaranti, they cross behind, is followed by the word cha, and, which implies that besides liberation, the surrendered devotees of the Lord also achieve Sri Vaikuntha, an attainment that makes liberation seem unimportant. So basically, the goal of bhakti is not to just achieve liberation. Liberation is secondary result of bhakti. The main result of bhakti is love of Godhead. So although the four kinds of bhakti, there are 5 kinds of bhakti, Sayujya is rejected by devotees. Accepting 4 kinds of liberation is not against devotional principles, but still devotees don't want those 4 kinds of liberation also without the service of Krishna. So service only is their main goal. So that service is called love of Godhead. So text now, okay, some more part. Thus Vaikuntha can be attained by those who self-identification resides not in the material body, fated to be eaten by dogs and jackals, but in the company of the Supreme Lord's dedicated servants. Text 87. Kamam dhirgatamam medhya chiratvam samapurayah swasyamepi sukam pushnan atraiva nivasastira. Today you have at last fulfilled the desire I have harbored for so long. Please nourish your happiness and mine by staying here forever. So you can see that Krishna, he says, you have fulfilled to fulfill my desire. So all the desires which we have, means material desires, they are basically against our self-interest, but Lord is the only one who desires in favor of our self-interest. So therefore we have to accept his desires. They will bring us auspiciousness. So, and Krishna, you can see how merciful here he is, that he desired that we should come back to him. In the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, there is very nice verse actually. Satyam dishattartitam artito nrinam naivartado yat punarartito nripa swayam vidatte bhajatam anichyatam ichapidanam nijapada pallavam. So living entities, they desire material things. Sometime Lord may fulfill them, but his devotees, especially when again and again if they desire, he doesn't fulfill them. So anichan means, that word anichan comes there. Although we don't desire Lord's lotus feet, but Lord is so merciful that instead of giving fulfilling material desires, he gives his lotus feet. This verse, of course, in Bengali poetry, very nicely poetical way, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains. He explains in terms of Lord, in the words of the Lord. He says, Yei Bada Murkha, like that, this fool, instead of asking my lotus feet, he is asking for material desires. Amrita Chadiya Visha Magiya. He giving up nectar, he is seeking poison. So material desires, material ambitions are poison for the soul. So, Yei Bada Murkha, he is the greatest fool, but Ami Agya, I am very intelligent. So, instead of fulfilling material desires, what I do? I give my own lotus feet to him. Ichcha pidvanam nijapada pallavam. So, like that. So, he is merciful. So, Krishna is actually devotee or a living entity should pray like this. Oh Krishna, you delivered me. Today I came back to you. But instead of that, Lord is speaking this. Oh, today you fulfilled my desire by coming back here. As the living entity is doing favor on the Lord. Lord is, you see what is the, how misfortunate we are in the material world actually. Because we don't know our own benefit, we don't know our own real self-interest. Here the Lord says in all humility, what good have I ever done for you, but you have done the greatest good for me by coming here. The Lord hopes that Gopakumara will forget the discontentment that has impelled him to wander from one place to another and will instead choose to remain in. So Lord told that you eternally be here, like that he says. Although Gopakumara will not be satisfied to be here there in Vaikuntha, after some time we will come to know. So now Gopakumara speaks. Text number 88. Shri Gopakumara uvacha eta Shri Bhagavadvakya mahapiyusha panatah mattoham nasakam stothum khartum nyatum cha kinchana. Now Gopakumara spoke this. To whom he is speaking? These words are not to Lord Vaikuntha. He is narrating this, his own story to his student in Govardhan area. Shri Gopakumara said, maddened by drinking the beverage of the Supreme Lord's words, so intoxicating, I was unable to offer him praise or to understand or do anything. So in ecstasy, he became speechless. We see this again and again. When Lord Prashnigarbha appeared in front of Dhruva Maharaj in 4th canto, we see the description. By seeing the form of the Lord, he became speechless. Although Dhruva went with material desires. By seeing the Lord, he completely forgot all material desires, and he became stunned and he became speechless and just stood there in front of Lord. Then Lord, what he does mercifully, he keeps his conch shell on his head, then he starts offering. And similar thing happens with Prahlad also. In the 7th canto that description is there. So Gopakumara became speechless by hearing the nectarian beverage of Supreme Lord's words. So intoxication, he says. Mahapiyushapanatah mattoham. I became mad, he says. So text 89. Agre sthita tasya tu venuvadaka gopar bhavesha khatichin mahasamaha ashvasya vishvasya cha venuvadane pravartayan snigdhatara vikrishamam. Just in front of us appeared a number of flute players, dressed as cowards like me. They very affectionately encouraged me, gained my trust, pulled me into their midst, and urged me to play my flute. So, there are in Vaikuntha also, there are in Vrindavan, in Goloka Vrindavan, there are coward boys, and all the coward boys carry flute. Not only Krishna. Krishna is famous as Venudhari, Vamshidhari, Murali, Dhara, etc. But all other coward boys also, they carry flute with them. It's a common musical instrument in Goloka Vrindavan. But in Vaikuntha also there are flute players. Like in any, so on the earth also, in any kingdom there would be some musicians. There will be a group in Vedic society there would be a group of musicians, community of musicians. Among them there will be some flute players. So here in Vaikuntha also they are there. Text 90. Etam savamshim bahudani nadayam govardhanadri prabhavam mahapriyam Shri Madhavam tham samatoshayan maha vaidhagya sindhum saganam krapanidim. In various styles I played this very dear flute of mine, born on Govardhan hill, and in this way I satisfied the ocean of all skillful arts, the reservoir of all mercy, Sri Madhava, along with his associates. So, in Venugit, in the 21st chapter, I think, in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, so we see that gopis, they glorify this Venu, Krishna's flute. So, they are basically envious of this flute because they say that Krishna's nectar from Krishna's lips, which Venu is enjoying, is actually our property, but Krishna is now, he is giving it to Venu. And they also say that how fortunate are these bamboos whose descendant is serving the Lord as Venu, like that. And so here in this verse, Gopakumara, he says that his Venu is made from bamboo trees. So they are grown on Govardhan hill. So all the coward boys, they make their flutes from bamboos which are grown on Govardhan hill. So similarly, Gopakumara also had such flute, and he played for the satisfaction of Lord Madhava and his associates. So with skillful arts, playing flute is also very among the 64 arts in Vedic education. So one is flute playing. Commentary: Gopakumara refers to this flute because he is holding it in his hand. So he is carrying that. Now also it is there with him when he is narrating this, his own story to his student, while instructing his student in Bhauma Vrindavan. This implies that his flute, born a bamboo on Govardhan hill, is imperishable. So it is eternal, it is spiritual. Of course, everything in Vrindavan is spiritual and transcendental and eternal. It's eternal abode of the Lord, although we may not see it. So, and it may not manifest to us, but Gopakumara's flute was eternal. Because the flute came from Govardhan, Gopakumara's home, it is very dear to him. His playing pleased the Supreme Lord, and as indicated by the name Sri Madhava, the husband of the goddess of fortune, when the Lord was pleased, Mother Lakshmi was also pleased. Though Lord Narayan is full in knowledge of all fine arts, including flute playing, he is also the reservoir of all mercy. So rather than proudly refuse to be entertained just because he is God, he kindly showed satisfaction with Gopakumara's performance. Who can be a better flute player than Krishna himself? Who can excel him in that art? No one can excel. But still, Lord accepts the service of his devotees. Okay, so text 91. Yata kalam tatah sarve nissaranto mahashriyah adneya nirgama nichum yuktya mam bahiranayan. When the time came to stop, everyone on the request of Lakshmi Devi started to leave, but I didn't want to go. The devotees had to pursue me to let them escort me outside. So just like we have deity darshan in the temples. So at particular times, Lord, there would be offerings to the Lord. Darshan gets closed. So similarly here also, so the time for Lord's giving audience ended there. So then, so Lakshmi Devi told everyone to leave from that place. But Gopakumara didn't want to leave because he is from Vrindavan. In Vrindavan there is no close of a curtain. Darshan never closes. Only in the night, of course, they get separated. Otherwise, Krishna doesn't eat in a closed room in Vrindavan. So, of course, now presently in Vrindavan temples we close curtain, but that is because of deity worship we have to do in a reverential attitude. But in original pastimes of Lord, covered boys, if they have to eat, they always eat with Krishna. In fact, they give their half-eaten things to Lord. It is unthinkable. In Vedic culture also it is unthinkable. That's why Brahma got bewildered. What is this uncultured boys? How can he be, the someone who is moving around uncultured Vaishya boys? How can he be God? We worship following all the rules of Vedas, and still Lord doesn't appear amongst us. How it is possible? He could not conceive that. So Gopakumara also, because he is from Vrindavan area, so he could not understand what is happening, or he didn't want to leave from that place. Sri Lakshmi Devi told the devotees to leave because it was time for Lord Narayana's lunch and for other important business. Only she remains with the Lord during his meals. Like every housewife, Lakshmi manages the household affairs, and Lakshmi displays her supreme opulences to provide the enjoyable comforts of Vaikuntha life for the pleasure of her husband. Okay, so we'll stop here. If you have any questions and comments, you are free to do now.
To understand how Lord Vaikuntha also is waiting that point.
Lord Krishna would be waiting for, he is the same person.
Oh.
Question here is, Gopakumaraj, his relationship is with Krishna of Vrindavan. How is that Lord Vaikuntha Narayana is also waiting for him? Question. He is the same Lord. So, Veda, Veda, Achintya Veda, Veda. Any other answers you all like to give? Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Sanatan Goswami ki jai, Sri Brihad Bhagavatamritam ki jai.